Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series presented by Full Throttle Television. My name's Brady Anna. In the booth with me tonight, as always, is Tony Solari. And Tony, we are going fast and furious tonight here for the Victory Fuel Cup Series at Talladega Super Speedway, the Talladega 250. Looking forward to some great drafting and pack racing action here from the biggest track on the circuit at Talladega. Man, we got a lot to look forward to tonight, and Tony, I'm sure you're looking forward to a lot of the action that's going to be on the track tonight.
Oh yeah, second plate race of the year, and Talladega's just a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, but we're probably going to see a lot more three-wide action tonight, and I don't know, man, I really like calling these races, and this should be fun tonight.
You
Hopefully
like calling
everybody's going to have a I like calling them. I like running them too, to be honest with you. They're kind of it's kind of a strategic game of chance, really, is what it is, and I really enjoy it out here. So,
Tony Stewart said it best, I think, one night. He said something about everybody out here playing chess, and I'm playing checkers, and that's exactly, it's a game of chess out there tonight with the draft being the way it is. The pit stops are going to come into play. It is a big game of chess, putting yourself in the right position to the last lap and hoping you can hold off the field and claim victory here tonight.
Yeah, these cars drive a little similar but different than the trucks as far as some of the air pockets and the bubbles. I know if you really get out of the draft here, it's very hard to kind of close up. So we're going to see some guys, they're just going to have to, keep on people's bumpers, not be pushing the bumpers, but staying with them and just kind of showing some good heads until it's time to strike. I mean, again, you got to be there at the end to even, finish this thing.
You're absolutely right. Let's look at our race info tonight. The Talladega Super Speedway, 2.66 miles. Big track, wide track, Tony, and that's going to lead to a lot of 2 and maybe 3. And we've even seen forward wide racing, but I don't expect to see that to the end of the race when the points are on the line. But it can be done here. There's plenty of room on this track if the draft allows. You see nice and sunny weather here today, so you're going to have plenty of no issues with fog tonight, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely a sunny day here in Alabama, and I'm looking at the ticker. We got 38 drivers in this field tonight, so it's just going to be something else. I don't think we've seen a large field for a plate race in quite a couple of years. So that's going to add just a little bit more spice to this race.
Going to look at our points here coming into Talladega Super Speedway. Of course, anything can happen, and a good points not at a track like this can kind of set you up for the last 2 races of the season here. Nick Alford comes in with the points lead just barely over Richie Coy. Brandon Fetterplace waiting in the wings there as well. 21 points back as Robert Fitzpatrick and Kevin Ruff rounding out your top 5. A good step back from there. But the top 4 are still really close. 21 points between each of them, and that easily can be overcome here tonight.
Well, for sure. This is really going to be kind of the boggle of the track. You're going to shake up these numbers a little bit, but if you're in that top 2 spot, I mean, you're looking pretty good. I mean, we got Nick Alford and Richie Coy 5 points apart from each other. So the 2 of them just need to have good, strong finishes tonight and let Brandon and Robert, kind of make their bed. But yeah, it's not a huge swing, but we still definitely got a 4-horse race for this championship.
Looking at the playoff points as well, this is another track where you could see a surprise winner shake up the points for the year-long playoffs as well. You could get that win, get yourself into the playoffs. There's a lot of drivers on here, I think, Tony, that could win this race tonight and find themselves in the playoffs at the end of this year.
Yeah, this is one of those great equalizer tracks because, hell, I've even won here. So, it's really a testament that really anybody can kind of get a win and punch that ticket, especially, towards the season championship towards the end of the year. But, it's that's why I love this place. It's just like, again, it's kind of a strategic game of chance. And I always like running the odds here.
And a quick look at the schedule. Of course, Talladega being tonight, Texas next week, and Kansas to round out the A season. And then we start over. So just 3 races left in the season tonight. But they are gridding. They're ready to get on track. We've got 38 cars. Let's get to it. Let's do our starting grid tonight for the Talladega 250. On pole in the number 98. That is for Hot Lap Heroes. That's going to be Nick Alford taking the pole. And to his outside, the 95, that is Ray Lane. Starting P3, that's going to be Daniel Simmons in the 06. Jeff Chandler in the 31 will start on his outside. P5 is going to be the 14, that's Lane Allen. Jacob Quill in the number 18 will line up on his outside. 7th place, that's going to be the 42 of Kyle Milliken. 8th is going to be Jamie Knopf. P9, second in points, the 19, Richie Coy, and Colby Meese will round out your top 10.
Then we got our top 3 in points right now. Brandon Fetterplace starting 11th. TJ Bartell starting 12th. Kevin Ruff starting 13th. Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. starting 14th. Cameron Albertson starting 15th. Brian Messer starting 16th. Brian Dixon, we got a Brian row there, starting 17th. Cameron King starting 18th. Zach Saunders starting 19th. Colton Gum 20th. Keith Hume, back from a little hiatus in the 4, starting 21st. J.C. Evans starting 22nd. Chris Gore 23rd. Wayne Grassi 24th. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. 25th. Alexander Hodge 26th. Brandon Elder, back from a bit of a retirement himself in the 27th spot. Ryan Sharp 28th. Caleb Tipton 29th. Alan Duranko 30th. Ray Gill 31. Robert Belnicki in 32, Sherwood Williford 33, Gordon Fraley 34, Hayden Higginbotham, Botham is 25th, Michael Blackner 36th, Alan Crowell 37th, and our 38th driver Mason Hoffner.
It looks like 2 of them are actually missing the grid right now. Gordon Fraley, Mason Hoffner choosing to start from the pits. Interesting choice, but at least they will miss any first lap melees that may happen.
Well, with the stage at lap 30, it's probably not too bad. But if they do, I hate to say we're going to see a caution before that, but they can lose a lap in those 30 laps. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah,
definitely going to be storyline for sure.
Maybe some technical issues to cause that as well. I'm not sure that was their choice, but yeah, we'll see how that plays out for sure. So, yeah, your front row being Nick Alford and Ray Lane in the 95. They're going to bring them down the backstretch. They're one pace lap again tonight. We're going 94 laps for 250 miles. The stage break will be at lap 30, so we'll be expecting that. These guys all race till then. There will be no pit stop needed until they get to 30, so it is a straight-up race till then. And I'm sure the guys up front are going to be wanting to ride around, and the guys in the back are want to be positioning themselves for those stage points at the end.
This is definitely, if you're in striking distance for a stage point, then, that's the time to be racy. But if you're in, the 15th to 20th spot and the lanes aren't really moving much, I wouldn't even push the issue. Just kind of get out there and, survive this whole 95 or 94 laps. Try and be there in turn 4 and get this thing done.
These guys coming out of turn 4, the pace car's going to make that hard left-hand turn. This is where the butterflies start to ease into the stomachs of these drivers. They know that they're about to get ready to go here, and it's all down to how things happen between lap 1 and lap 94. Through the tri-oval, they come to the restart zone, waiting for Nick to take off here. In the restart zone, green flag is out, and we are racing here at Talladega.
Yeah, and just a reminder, the main difference between Talladega and Daytona is that start-finish line. They go almost in between the tri-oval and turn 1, so fun.
That is a good point, too. Absolutely, it is a little bit of a difference there. As you see 2x2 through 1 and 2, just like it's a pace lap. They come off turn 2 still side by side.
Yeah, for the most part, everybody's just got a couple little lane changers in the back there, but yeah, everybody's kind of just finding the groove right now and just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, outside lane got a big push down the straight. Ray Lane's going to pull to the bottom, leaving Jeff Chandler leading that outside lane.
Yeah, that's something you're going to hear us talking about a lot is the lane. And, usually an inside or an outside lane is going to, prevail. And you're going to see, whether it be a car kind of getting choked up in the pack, a little foibles with some of these cars can definitely, change the speed of that whole pack or lane whatsoever. And then when you throw a third wide in the mix, then it's a whole different ball away.
You saw Jeff jump to the bottom when he had a chance. He's going to jump to the bottom and lead that inside lane. The outside lane led right now by Jacob Quill with, I believe, Jamie Knopf behind him.
Yeah, and I'm almost waiting to see Jacob kind of drop down low there, because that's usually kind of the trend. If you get clear on that inside line, you want to go. But if the outside line's got you got a decent pusher, and Jamie looks like he's pushing Jacob out there pretty good. So I mean, yeah, why ruin a good thing? Although he, as I say that, he goes right down.
And now Colby Meese is going to pull to the back of the 48 of Jamie Knopf. It's just a rotating door. You get clear, go to the bottom. Next guy jumps up. He clears, goes to the bottom. And next thing you know, the guy that started on pole, Nick Alford, now currently in 8th spot.
Yeah, and you can definitely get lost in the shuffle here. And that's really what it is. It's kind of a shuffle, especially when you do have a strong lane. Like it appears like the outside lane right now has kind of got a big run. Let's see if Colby is going to get Jamie clear, and I assume Jamie's probably going to kind of work his way down the track.
Yeah, he's still side by side, the 9 right on the back of the 48. They catch a slower car, or a car they're going to be lapping here. I think it's Gordon Fraley. He's going to go down the line.
So yeah, they might have had connection issues, because I see even Mason Hoffner, he's already a lap down as well. So I'm assuming. And I see him too. He has a couple of drop issues and trying to reconnect. So he's definitely got computer issues right now, or connection issues, rather.
Outside lane's really starting to pull now, with the 9 pushing that 48 out front, and the 28 of TJ Bartell behind him, and then that's Bob Fitzpatrick behind him. So the front 4, now the front 4 are clear of the bottom. Do any of them move down? No, they're going to stay where it's working here.
Yeah, and Talladega's kind of odd too, because I have noticed a bit of a trend that the outside line seems to kind of work better for whatever reason. So yeah, especially too, if you get a fast car out front, you got a guy that knows how to push, and it looks like Colby's getting Jamie in the right spots, and you can really pull that lane. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Definitely making some time up there for sure. That inside lane just not quite as organized as the outside lane is right now. But one small slip up though, and that could all change.
Yeah, and the other thing too is these cars don't necessarily overheat as much as say the truck does. They have upper venting, I guess, and it's like they don't seem like they overheat nearly as much as the truck does. So you can really see like Colby, he can push them for a few good laps, 45 laps before he really needs to maybe start laying off on them.
So far, so good. It's a complete lap 5 here at the line. 5 laps in the books. Again, racing to lap 30 for the stage, 94 for the race, as you can see at the top. And we are still green, and we are still clean so far here.
Got a little checkup back there. Cars.
We got
he's turned.
Yeah, we got an issue. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., he was involved a little bit. Ray Gill involved. Keith Hume involved. And first caution of the night is out. Michael Blackner involved. And the 2 of Alan Duranco. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened on our instant replay here.
Yeah. It all started from a little checkup on the outside lane and snowballed from there.
See much there. Who was the first?
Nick Alford, the guy who was behind Nick Alford at the time.
No, I'm talking about
checked up a little bit. Yeah, and then there was a little contact from the checkup. It started with around Wayne Grossi, all on the outside lane. Trying to see who he actually was the first person to spin, though. Alan Duranco was the first guy to spin, and Alan looked like he just checked up a little too much, and Robert Malikian got into him.
Yeah, let's go back and look at this again.
A lot of guys were able to manage that checkup, but
got the 5, the Sherwood Williford, the 4 of Keith Hume, 21 Ray Gill was involved. I think Brandon Elder was involved in with a couple of guys with some significant damage there. The 5 of Sherwood Williford smacked the side of the 4 of Keith Hume, and both those guys have pretty significant damage. Right on board with the 33, or the 5 of Sherwood Williford. It happens in front of him. Spin. Just right in front of the 5, and he couldn't miss it. But he may be able to get some of that damage fixed. I mean, it didn't really wrinkle the hood, just the fender.
Yeah, a lot of guys actually tried to make that evasive maneuvers down on the apron, and fortunately cars kept getting into the apron themselves.
See what the Ronco machine saw. Check up. Oh, and he gets hit from behind.
Yeah, there was a pretty large checkup in it, and probably about, I'd say, a good 6-7 cars, and a lot of the guys were able to get through that. Alan looked like he noticed it and really checked up a little bit more than Robert was ready to give him. So I wonder if Robert actually didn't see it. I mean, when you're that far back after 7-something cars, you're probably not paying attention.
And I think it's Cromwell that he hit as he went by as well. So it's 3 of the elevated guys. This, you know, at a track where you need as many teammates as possible, having 3 of your guys involved is not ideal. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we haven't really talked about, but it's the team aspect of this too. And yeah, so a lot of these guys are gonna have to kind of find new friends out there. And I'm looking, Brandon Elder was able to make it through. He did a masterful job kind of weaving through that, but he looked unscathed.
So early caution here, catching some of the guys in the back there. Just a checkup going wrong, little accordion effect, and unfortunately caught a few of the guys. You're going to have that in Super Speedway racing. By the time he gets back to the back, I mean, those small checkups become big issues. So.
Yep. And so far, it looks like everybody's out of the pits at least. Alan Crowell is still in, though. He's the only guy right now still getting damage fixed and going a lap down.
Yep, you got a couple guys coming back in here at the last minute. The 5 of Sherwood. Rolling slowly.
Yeah, I wonder if he might be tore up and done.
He stopped on pit road, but he's moving again. Not sure, but Sherwood, we gave you a little bit of a.
Yeah, well, you can see his front right is all turned to the right.
So he's just going to go to the rear.
At least on my screen it is.
Stay out of trouble, it looks like. You got the 2 trying to get caught back up here, too. Alan Duranco. But they are 2x2. We're going to go back racing here. It'll be lap 10. Racing again to lap 30 for the stage. And honestly, these restarts always shake things up too, because then you end up in lanes that you weren't really running in. so it splits up that, you know, that top line had things going really good. Well, guess what? Now we've split them between top and bottom, so they've got to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, well, it might work out. Like a TJ and a Jeff Chandler might be hooked up down here. So I got to see. I got to look through the field here. But yeah, whoever your pusher was is not your pusher this time around.
Yep, you got Jamie Knopf and Colby Meese on the front row. Second row is going to be TJ Bartell and Bob Fitzpatrick. Third row is going to be Jacob Quill and Brian Messer. Nick Alford, Jeff Chandler, row 4. And row 5 coming to the restart is going to be Ray Lane and Cameron King.
Well, still a lot of good racing to go, and we're getting ready. I mean, again, we got that long green. They usually they kind of go right after the pace car comes in, but we got to wait a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to come to the tri-oval here where the restart zone's located. Let's see what kind of restart they get here as they roll into the restart zone. Jamie Knopf bringing them down, green flags out, and we are racing once again here at Talladega.
Jamie got out. It looks like he's kind of going up to the high line. He wants Colby to keep pushing him again, apparently.
He does go to the top, but he's got quite the gap here too. As Colby's going to catch him really quick with that push from Bob Fitzpatrick on the top. Now they're going to have a little bit of a checkup they have to adjust for.
Something else I just noticed too, his teammate from the Tracy Motorsports, Daniel Simmons, went to the outside line as well. So they both got maybe an outside line car.
They saw the strength of that outside line early, still trying to make that work. Meanwhile, TJ Bartell getting a big push from Jacob Quill on the inside, trying to get that inside lane rolling.
Yeah, they got that inside line's got to start. You know, they got to get a good push going. But again, with only 10 lap 10 coming to lap 11 right now, we got plenty of time for a lot of that push.
Still a long way to go here,
especially with the stage. I mean, you still got 19 more laps to go. And these are long laps. I mean, they're averaging about 53 seconds a lap. So, still flipping away at about 195 to 200 miles an hour, but it's still a long lap. 2.5 miles around this place.
As they come off turn 2, snaking down the backstretch, trying to find that draft. And that outside lane is rolling once again. The top 4 are clear with Jamie Knopf, Meese, Fitzpatrick, and Messer. They're out front. We haven't mentioned Messer much, but he's right there in front of a teammate too.
Get ready to catch Sherwood. Sherwood takes down the apron, so that was a good move on his part.
Yeah, that car's hurt.
Yeah, and even if it wasn't hurt, he'd probably still have a hard time trying to catch back up to the speed, up to the pack. Even a single car at high speed, it does not have enough oomph to get by or to kind of catch that tail end of that pack. They're doing such a different speed. The speed, I believe, is almost 10 miles an hour difference, something like that.
At least,
maybe 15. Yeah.
TJ Bartell still leading that inside lane with Jacob Quill. They are losing a little bit of pace, though, on the inside. They're not quite as uniform as the outside lane right now, and that outside lane's rolling on the top. Although, as I say that, here they come back on the bottom.
Well, as you were saying that, the inside line kind of tightened up. If you look at the cars, I'm kind of in the blimp shot right now, so I got a good lay of the land. And those inside line cars have got a lot tighter. They're tighter nose to bumper than the outside line, and that's going to kind of slipstream that whole line a little bit more. And that's what they really need to do. And they all need to kind of stay in that same tracking of TJ. Let TJ lead the field and just kind of snake with him. And you can see, they've been able to. They got a clear, good push from the 18 right now.
That worked really good.
And they go on the high side. But now they put the teammates together. So we got the TJ Jeff Chandler teammates running right now.
Oh, and the 21 tries to jump up, and the 48 says no, thank you. Puts him in the middle, the sucker hole. He's going to go backwards with no help as the outside and inside lane both go by him. That's Jacob Quill.
Yeah, that is, we talked about teams, we talked about friendships. That's especially this early, probably not the best move to make. And he was shown clearly by the field that, we don't play that around here.
But you're right, you do have teammates on the bottom there. The 28, TJ Bartell, 31 of Jeff Chandler. A little bit of mix-up in the cars, but they are teammates. On the bottom, leading third place, Ray Lane in the 95.
Yeah, and you can see the two teammates hooked up, and they got that inside line working really good. 95 kind of takes a stab to try to get to that outside now, but I don't know. He kind of broke up those two top cars, so we're going to see that inside line kind of suffer a little bit here.
See if the 48 allows it. He does this time. So whatever happened to the 21, it didn't work out, but the 95 is finding a little bit better help there from the 48. He's going to push him to the lead, so that's going to put Ray Lane out front.
Well, the 95 had a pretty decent run because he was on that inside line, so he had a little bit of speed trying to get in front of Jamie. So Jamie really probably didn't have much, he didn't really have much of a decision to make. He's probably like, I'll go with him.
Keep out to his end down the back stretch. We're starting to see what I guess would be a second pack back there falling off from the leaders. I think it's some of the guys that have damage. So Gill, some of those guys suffered some damage there. Oh, wrecking at the front. There's a wreck at the front. We stay green so far, somehow. Wow. I don't know how that wasn't a caution, but we are still green. And that's going to mix things up a little bit. And I'm curious to see who has damage from all of that.
Looks like TJ just kind of came up the track for some reason. Maybe if you had bad connection issue or steering issue, but that's very odd to even leave your teammate like that.
Let's see if we can go back and look and see what happened to the 28 of TJ Bartel here. Coming into the tri-oval. Yeah, I'm not really sure. He just drifted up the track. Wow.
Like I say, to me, that almost looks like some sort of wheel issue.
Something
Especially with
had
Jeff
to
in the
happen.
bottom. If that was her, they would have waved it to the, they were both clear. I mean, I know both of them well enough to know that that's not a strategy. You don't hang your teammate out there. Yeah, he might have had some sort of wheel malfunction.
That's amazing.
Yeah, amazing it wasn't a caution, but it really broke up that field. I mean, we got Jamie Knopp right now being pushed by Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., and they got basically a 5-car breakaway right now with the 5th car being Ray Lane, who was kind of involved in that, but still was able to manage that. And now they got 2 cars making the mix, so they got a 7-car stack up. Oh, and that outside line's catching that whole 7-car stack right now.
The saving grace for some of these guys, if it did receive damage from that, is if they can hold on here in the draft to lap 30 and get that damage fixed with that stage brake, and they'll be fine. As long as they can kind of hang on here.
I'll tell you, this really mixed up that whole front pack, though. Wow. We got everybody, too, just trying to get back to, kind of get back to some semblance of 2 lanes right now, and everybody's kind of fighting
Wayne
for
Grassi
it.
to the lead on the bottom under Jamie Knopf. So Wayne Grassi's going to take that lead. A little bit of a mix-up here up front once again with pushing help from, who is that, the blue car? That's Ray Lane.
Yeah, Ray Lane. Yeah, Ray Lane, one of our newer drivers, I believe he just joined last week. Showing some decent pushing out there and some good car skills out there. Like you say, for that not to have been a caution, getting sideswiped like that, good job on his part.
Yeah, everybody did a really good job of holding on to it there when all that happened. Really, really odd situation. I'm looking forward to looking at talking to TJ and seeing what happened there. It just looks like it just went straight there for a little bit. Like you said, like a hardware wheel issue or something.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the sad thing is TJ did kind of get bounced back to that backpack, but he still looks strong. Jeff Chandler running 18th right now, kind of on the tail end of this lead lap, hanging out with the 52 of Cameron Evans. And they're just trying to catch Richie Cordner right now to kind of stay relevant to that main pack. But with the caution coming in another 10 laps or so, I think everybody's probably going to be just fine with it.
Yeah, that will be fine for sure. If they can just hang on. Even those guys in the back there in that backpack, just need to hang on, stay somewhat close, and then when the caution comes out, you can get that damage fixed. But right now, Jamie Knopf looking like he has a really strong car here tonight. Really good leading car. Every car that pulls up behind him.
We had a bit of a 3 wide going on, too. Daniel Simmons kind of making it to get up there with his teammate. Daniel Simmons to the lead. Holy. He just shot out of a cannon right there. Got a great push from Lane Allen. And Lane up to 3rd.
3 wide down the back stretch. Outside lane, inside lane. Now Ray Lane is going to pull to the middle lane. While Lane Allen pushes. Oh, we got a caution. We have a caution. Ray Gill. All right, so let's go back and see what our yellow flag gears Best One Tire and Auto Care Instant Replay. Ray Gill being pushed, oh no, by the 4 of Keith Hume and turns him around.
Yeah, just a bad push. Trying to make up spots. They were only running together, just trying to hang on to a lap, just trying to hang on not to go a lap down, I assume. Well, I don't think that would have happened with the 9 laps. I don't know how far back.
That's what it looks like when a team owner wrecks his own car.
Man, we were just telling him before don't push the pusher, but
well, he wasn't pushing the pusher. He was pushing his own car
too hard as a pusher.
The question is anybody going to pit here and then stay out at the stage to get track position? You could play that if you're behind, but I'm not sure that any of the lead lap cars are going to pit here. We'll see, though.
Well, I don't know exactly what the fuel was. We never bothered to ask, but I would almost stay out. Just dry up this tank, get stage points if you can.
Yeah, but if you do have damage, I think Jeff Chandler, some of those other guys, they have damage. This is a godsend for them because then they're going to have a restart. They're going to have a chance to possibly drive back up to the field and maybe get some stage points, maybe. But even then, you get the damage fixed, or at least you get some fixed here. You get some fixed at the stage break. This will be perfect for some of those guys.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, if you feel like you got some damage for them, yeah, for sure. Go in, get a little fixed up. Maybe, not even take tires, just kind of, and the beauty too with this track being so long, you could get almost a good minute and a half worth of damage fixed just sitting on pit road waiting for the pace car. Okay, I had a few guys come in. Brian Dixon was in. The 30 of Mason Hoffner is in.
Bob Fitzpatrick burning off some of that extra fuel, trying to get a little bit quicker down the straight so you could hear him revving up the engine, leaving first gear there, trying to burn some excess fuel, get his car as light as possible for this little short run to the end here for the stage.
It's kind of funny that you even mentioned that because I've never even thought about doing something like that. But I guess, yeah, you might be able to burn up a little extra fuel there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of something to some of these guys, even the fixed setup drivers. You get that fixed setup and it's got extra fuel than what you need for the race. They'll burn that excess fuel to try to make the car lighter just a little bit faster. There's little I wouldn't say exploits. I don't know what the word would be. The little tips and tricks that people use to try to just get that little bit of extra out of their car.
Yeah, the secret tool in the tool bag. Just kind of one of them deals. I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, the other alternative or the complete opposite of it is, clutching it to save gas.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep, that's the extremes there.
Let's see. Have they even got the call to go too wide?
Double up. The only problem with that, though, Tony, I'm thinking is you get your engine hot doing that. So you can. Well, you got to be careful pushing on the restart. You pull right behind somebody, you already got your engine hot. You're not going to be able to push for too long.
Well, it would be even worse too if you accidentally blow it up.
Yeah, blow it up under caution. You would look pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, back in the NR days, that could definitely have happened.
Yeah. Well, it can happen here too. You just got to be careful not to get it in the red.
Right, yeah. All right, so it looks like we're going to have, about a 5-lap shootout?
It's going to be a good test for the end here. You're right, we got about 5 laps going to the stage here.
Still have 34 cars on the lead lap, so not too many people look like they're completely out of this.
And the thing too is, Tony, is now that if we get a restart and the caution comes out, that's going to be the stage. So everybody's going to be pushing for everything they can get, knowing that the caution could come out at any time. So I'm interested to see how crazy this gets, or if everybody's kind of going to let cool heads prevail, because this is just for stage points. And I'd say if you're like 15th to 20th and you don't plan on worrying about stage points, you kind of want to give a little bit of space here because it could get a little wild.
Well, I'm looking on that inside row, who've been really dominating the outside row, and it's Tracy Motorsports. So we got teammates lining up. Then we got Lane Allen on the outside getting pushed. Probably going to be pushed by Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. So I don't know. I might have to go with the teammates on this one right now because I think they're going to have their stuff set up, although they're not in the preferred lane that they want to be in. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, row 3, you got Wayne Grossi up 19 spots. He's done a great job getting through the pack on the inside of that row 3. And outside of row 3 is Kevin Ruff in the 99. He's up 7 spots. So, yeah, I mean, this could go. We'll see if those front two on the inside want to get to the outside because that's where they've been running.
Right, yeah.
All right, so pace car's off. We're coming to the restart zone with 5 laps to go to the stage. Inside, Daniel Simmons. Outside's going to be Lane Allen as they roll into the restart zone. Green flag is out, and those two on the bottom are shot out of a cannon.
Yep. And
I
assume they are going straight up. They're going right up the track. Yeah, I'll put money on. Yeah, they shot it out like a cannon. I mean, it's one of them too, and I guess we're guilty of it as well. When you got your teammate on the front row, you're gonna do a countdown till you hit the start, till you hit the go button.
Yeah, they did a great job on that restart. Got a big gap, but is that going to be a detriment to them because these cars behind them are probably going to catch them and catch them pretty quick? What happens when they get there?
Well, the only problem I see is that they don't really have much of an inside line formed right now. And of course, yeah, there they go. They went up to the top side of the track.
Lane Allen, see what Lane does if he stays there. The bottom lane's rolling though. Here comes Wayne Grossi on the inside to challenge for the lead.
Lane's got a run right now. Does he take a middle lane and go for the stage point? Nope. Looks like he'll just stay in line. It's definitely the smarter way to go.
26. Now started around turns 1 and 2 is going to be Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf lead that outside lane. They did maintain the lead. The inside is Wayne Grossi.
Wayne Grossi getting a great push by Colby. Now, is Wayne liking that push or not? I guess we'll find out. But Colby does look like he's giving him a nice easy shove going down the back straight. So far so good. He got him enough to kind of clear him there over in the corner.
And he pulls even with him from out of turn 4. The race is on for the stage here. Again, the bottom lane, Wayne Grossi with the 9 of Kobe Meese. The outside, we get the teammates, the 06 and the 48. And getting a little sloppy back here behind him.
Yeah, well, Zach Saunders got a little close to Colby there. And that's the only thing that can really kind of kill that momentum if Zach kind of gets too much into him. So he's going to have to just not push the pusher there. Let Colby get up to Wayne and just kind of ride that bumper.
That inside lane's kind of falling apart, or at least it did. They're getting back organized here as they come down the backstretch. Wayne Grossi still leading that inside lane.
Looks like Ray Lane kind of tried to make a 3-wide thing going on there, and he unfortunately got shoved to the back.
Still trying to make it 3-wide.
Yeah, it almost looked like Richie was going to be 3-wide with him, but Richie found a spot going high. We do got a 3-wide though. A little bump to Ray Lane there. Back up front, though, the Team Tracy kind of pulled that head right now. Do we see somebody like a Lane Allen drop low if he gets clear Wayne here?
You get these guys trying to find a third lane, and they do find that outside of the 9 of Kobe Meese. Now they pull up to the 7 of Wayne Grossi. They're going to go by him as well.
Yeah, that inside lane just got too choked up, and there's just a little bit too much bumping right now. That whole middle lane now dropped there right on the inside, so we might have another. There might be another inside line. Who is that?
That's Brian Messer leading the inside lane over Cameron King. Nick Alford down there as well. And they're going to pull even with the leaders as we come to 2 laps to go to the stage.
They got a lot of steam going right there. Now, do they decide to get up front, go up top, block off? Although, wow, look at that lane. That inside line just got a huge run.
The outside not really organized right now. They're going to have to pull that back if they can. But now they're getting split 3-wide once again as you see a car go to the outside.
waiting to see somebody from this lead pack here. We got, what, about 7 cars up there. I'm just waiting to see somebody try and make a 2-wide action. Once maybe some of this pack finally catches up. Jake got split up from his teammate there.
He did. Now coming to the 1 lap to go in the stage. Brian Messer leading Cameron King, Nick Alford, Brandon Fetter place. 3 of those 4 are Hot Lap Heroes cars. Cameron King mixed in there in the 92. Grassi running 5th, trying to make something happen as they come down the backstretch. They are single file, but will they be down the backstretch? We'll see.
I'll tell you, the way they came through the field, they made that thing look easy, and now we got a huge one lane pack right now.
Can anybody make a move? They got to time it right through 3 and 4. Now they got to get shaken up behind them.
A couple guys try to take that outside line. Daniel Simmons kind of started that.
Oh, we got a wreck behind them, and the caution's out, so we won't even get a race to the line.
That was starting to look pretty spicy there for a minute. Let's see what actually happened. What did bring out that caution?
See if we can get to it. Our best one time auto care instant replay off of turn 4. Something happened. What happened behind him? Oh, guess who it is? It's our buddy, the Ford, Keith Hume.
Uh-oh.
See what happened to Keith here, coming through 3 and 4. It's hard to tell from that look.
Ooh, it looks like Lane almost got a little, he got a little bit on the outside. Kind of walked up the track a little bit. Looked like they had a hair and net code, and kind of looked like Lane just kind of got sucked into it.
The good news with the Ford is that he didn't hit anything.
Nope.
He just spun to the inside and got it straightened out. Let's go back with the 14. You said Lane Allen?
Yeah.
You're right. Up the track and into the side of the 4. There's the 4 right around.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, almost like he goes up the track a little bit, but then it almost like he gets sucked right into him. Very odd.
Yep. Right into him, right around. Good job, Lane. You ruined our stage finish. I'm sure he'll go watch this later.
He'll watch this later and be like, I reckon I did.
I reckon so. Leaders are on pit road. And by the way, your stage winner was
Brian Messer.
Brian Messer. So
Cameron King 2nd, and I believe Nick Alford was 3rd. Beyond that, I don't know.
I think Brandon Fetter place was up there.
Yeah.
It was kind of messy there at the end, though. It was hard to tell who was actually doing what.
Well, and especially too, we'll have to see it. When the caution actually fell and who was where, because they were starting to mix it up going down the start finish line.
All right, so pit stops are complete. Looks like Nick Alford beat Brandon Fetter place off pit road. Brian Messer loses 2 positions, but that's 3 of the Hot Lap Heroes there. And then Cameron King lost a few too, falls to 5th. Wayne Grassi up to 4th. And then Saunders, Milliken, Coy, Fitzpatrick, and Quill. We haven't mentioned Coy's name yet. So Richie's up in the 8th now. Been a quiet night for him so far.
Yeah, he's been kind of lurking in the mid-pack, just kind of hanging out there and probably doing what you need to do right now. Just kind of go with the flow and preservation. That's what you need to do around here. So, and back to the Broadcaster Challenge, which we haven't really talked about in the last couple of weeks. Now, when I was here in the trucks, I finished 2nd, so Rich is going to have to beat my 2nd place.
Now, okay, so you're going with that.
Well, yeah, I was going with it either way. He's got to beat my 2nd place finish.
So where did you finish in last Wednesday's truck race?
Not very well. Let's just put it that way. So I'm assuming he'll probably beat me there. So I got to take the 2nd place finish because I got to put the pressure on him.
Speaking of Victory Fuel, the Victory Fuel machine number 19 Ford. Remember to go to drinkvictor.com, use code FTSR for 10% off your order for some Victory Fuel. You got some great stuff there, the Lucky Lemon, the Throttle Punch, the Purple Potion. You want to try all those out for sure. But make sure to use code FTSR and let them know that FTSR sent you there. 10% off your order as well. Helps us, it helps you, and lets them know that we're doing the best we can to give them some business and give them a shout out. Sponsor of the Victory Fuel Cup Series. We love having them on board. Great people to work with, and a great product. And Tony, you recently got to try yours, and you were singing their praises privately as well. So some good stuff for sure. Again, my favorite is the Throttle Punch. I think it was yours as well.
Yeah, that's the one I just had it the other night. My final one of the 4-pack, and yeah, the Throttle Punch is damn good. And I'd like to. I haven't tried the Lucky Lemon yet, but the Purple Potion's pretty good as well. I'm a grape guy, but yeah, that Throttle Punch, I dug it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely good stuff. DrinkVictory.com. You can get your own, and I think they do have a variety pack. I talked to Richie about that. They do have a variety pack, which I think is what you got, correct? So
I did, yeah. I got 2 and 2. Yeah, so the thing is, I got to win more races so I could try on.
Or you could just go to drinkvictory.com, use code FTSR for 2% off your purchase.
Well,
Tony?
Yeah, you could do that too. That is another way of getting it.
All right, they're double.
Yeah.
Do we have any chatters out there? Oh, well, yeah.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with this. We haven't really talked about anybody in the chat box tonight. We got our usual suspects, Doyle Lawrence out there. What's happening? We got BP, that's not related to Brandon Fetterplace. He's a co-worker, aka. We got a Miguel that is rooting for Richie Coy, and Josh May is in the chat as well, our teammate. So what's going on there, Mr. Oh, Josh is saying I'm going to win Wednesday, huh? Where are we going Wednesday? I doubt it.
Texas Motor Speedway. But the pace car's off. By the way, Miguel says Brian, what does he say? Brian Thorson's the only one that can make the sucker hole work?
Sounds like a personal problem, but yeah, maybe.
Well, we'll see if he can do it here. We are in the restart zone, getting ready for the green flag. There it is, and we are back racing here at Talladega.
And Nick Elford got a great push there from, I believe that is Cameron King.
The inside kind of pulls away, but they are kind of unorganized. As you see, the guy on the top drops to the bottom.
Yeah. Do we see a trend changing right now? Because, even like Wayne Grossi, he was running the inside line earlier. I kind of think he's more of an inside line guy. Now he's got shoved up to the outside. And somebody's in the picture now. I think first time in his top 10, we got Richie Coy running 8th right now. Third guy in that outside lane, just trying to get that outside lane to work. And you can see he's holding on. He's not pushing the pusher. Good job, Richie.
I feel like there might be some poking going on there.
Yeah, a little.
Nick Alford leading, Brian Messer, Brandon Fetterplace on the inside, Cameron King in 4th, but now getting passed by Wayne Grossi in that high lane, starting to wind up, getting a push from Zach Saunders on the outside.
Yeah, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about Jamie Knopf. I always say it wrong, so I apologize, Jamie. It's going to take me a little while to get back to him. But, he's kind of stuck in the back there. I know he's dying to get back up through this field here, but he's looking for his teammate right now, kind of working his way back up to the front. But this is the part of the race that I always say, this is the chill stage. You got to get gas at some point. There's no reason to be 3 wide. You're not racing for anything. You're just racing to save your car and be there to pit stops, and then hopefully it stays green. You get a great pit stop with you and your team, and then you go to finish this race. But right now, we shouldn't see too many, hairball, crazy things, 3 wides. But I'm sure we will. But we shouldn't. That's my take.
Yeah, it's easy to say that in the booth, and in the car, you're like, I gotta go. Especially if you're in the back, you're like, I need better position. But it's really hard to kind of pull those reins back. But you're right. Right now is what you want to do. You want to ride to that pit stop, have a solid pit stop, and then from there the race is on. So everybody knows that. It's just a matter of getting your mind right for that. And honestly, though, it's easy for the guys in this first group. We starting to see a second group forming, kind of falling off the back of this pack. Boy, and if that happens, then you really start panicking.
Right. Yeah. If you're already losing that front pack, yeah, that's definitely what you don't want to do. You want to stay up in this front pack. And honestly, the team right now, you guys should be talking about, when are we pitting? Is it going to, you want to assume the race is going to stay green. You want to be able to, all get on the inside line at a certain pit point. And then, you want to talk to, are we taking tires? Are we not taking tires? How much gas are we going to be putting in this thing? There's a lot of strategy and calculations going on right now amongst the team. And that's the one thing you really want to do. You just want to just get there to that gas point.
I saw on the outside, Wayne Grossi finally said he had enough. Apparently, those pushes were a little much for him. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. He pulled up and said, "Nah, y'all go on." Got a little too hairy for him.
But that's just what we were talking about. Persevere, preserve.
Yeah.
And, and I don't know how many teammates Wayne has out there, but he's going to have to find some friends and figure out who he wants to pit with. And usually, too, if you're a guy like Wayne, you're probably out there by yourself, no teammates. You want to kind of go with a pack. So the best way to go with a pack is be behind some guys. And if you see a good, large group of people pitting, you pit with them, and then just try to stay with them.
You got 3 cars fell off the pack here. That's the 22 of Michael Blackner, Robert Malikian, and Chris Gore back here all by themselves. And then Colton Gum, something happened to him as well.
Yeah, they're all, Colton, I'm not even showing him on the track at all right now. Yeah, like you say,
we talked about that second pack. Well, the second pack's caught the first pack, so it's just one big pack once again. So they can kind of rest easy there. But anytime you start seeing those gaps forming when you're in that second pack, you start panicking a little bit. You're thinking, okay, we got to close this up because if we lose the draft, this is going to be bad.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And they were able to kind of do that. The 3 cars that I'm worried about is that Michael Blackner, Robert Malik, and Chris Gore, like you said, though, they're 7 seconds off the lead pack, and with 3 cars, they're going to have to be bumper to bumper to bumper.
Yeah, they were 3 wide down they were 3 wide down the backstretch, but I'm thinking they were trying to find the best combination to make speed. Probably putting the car with the least damage out front, maybe.
Yeah, possibly, and that's because I believe they were all involved. I know Robert was for sure. Michael may have got a little piece of that.
Well, we got some of the fast drivers in the back there, and the 9 of Colby Meese is 26th, Jamie Knopf 27th, Daniel Simmons 29th. So those guys have who led to the stage or were close towards the stage. Actually, they got past there with a couple laps later, didn't they? But they found themselves. We know they've got fast cars, but they found themselves way back here in the back of the pack.
William and Jeff Chandler, T.J. Bartel, Jeff is in 24th right now. So yeah, they got a lot of fast cars. But again, you got a team of 2. You got Jamie and Daniel. You got Jeff Chandler and TJ, team of 2. Stay in the back. Go with the first pack that goes in. When you're in the back, you can kind of get that visual cue when they start pitting, and you're ready. And if you look too, like Jeff and TJ, they're on the inside lines, ready to go. Jamie, Daniel, inside line, ready to go. So they're in a good spot right now. And I wouldn't put it past them that being in the back is a bad thing right now.
If you're going to be the first to pit, you definitely want to be on the bottom. But knowing that pit stops are coming, you don't usually panic too much on the top. But the thought is in the back of your mind, though, because this has happened to us before, is that if you wait till the very last minute to pit, and the guys on the bottom are waiting for the very last minute to pit, and they may be able to go a lap farther than you, guess what? You're going to have to find a hole. You're going to have to drop back. You have to find a way to the bottom.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So you definitely don't want to, and we're going to start seeing that too. You're going to see maybe some of these teams start dropping low in anticipation of a pit stall. But we still got a good 18 to 20 laps, probably before any of that starts happening. But from what I'm seeing, everybody looks pretty calm. We got a nice two lanes going. Not too much bumping and beating, and everybody's just kind of, again, preservation. That's what you need to do right now. Just relax.
Getting used to some of these new paint schemes too out there. Some of the new guys, Caleb Tipton, we're riding on board with the 69 Lowe's machine. Currently running in 19th spot, right in the middle of this hornet's nest right now. Just kind of riding and waiting, biding his time for the pit stop. Same thing with Hayden Higginbotham in the number 29 here. I believe that's the Carolina Hurricanes he's sponsored by, the hockey team. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I'm not a Lowe's fan, not at all. I don't like shopping there, but it is a good looking paint job. Carolina's got a hockey team?
Yeah. It's North Carolina, just like the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, okay.
Ray Gillen at 21 Toyota. I saw him already get spun once by his team owner before. Keith Hume, but he is currently running 13th, so he was able to get that repaired and get back up there and get into contention there.
Yeah, Keith's kind of just running along the backside of this entire pack right now, just hanging out. Everybody looks like they're kind of hanging out. Nobody's, I mean, even Richie Coy's not, second car on the outside lane, he is not pushing at all. He's just kind of riding.
Just bouncing through the field here to see what these guys are doing. Jacob Quill right behind that victory fuel machine, Richie Coy. Quill having a good night so far. He's been towards the front all night, and a little bit of a shake up right there in front of him. Again, like I said, right now these guys are just, you want to make positions if you can, but you know that there's a pit stop coming, so you're not going to get too anxious right here at this point.
Bit of a checkup. Oh, we got Daniel Simmons, Ray Lane, Jamie Knott, and Daniel Simmons making 3 wide on the outside, trying to get up there. They were on the inside thinking they were just playing it safe, and no, they want to go. Brian Dixon looks like he might try to get up into that third lane party there.
Looking to make a third lane.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I see the strategy, but I don't see the strategy, to be quite honest with you.
You want all the track position you got. The farther up in the field you are, the less the less time you're going to lose making a pit stop. If we saw, we got a car around the 9. Colby Meese, does he hang on to it? No. Hard in the wall, but yeah, no caution.
Looks like Jeff Chandler got a little bump from the 30 car. The 30 kind of tapped the 31, got Jeff a little loose. Jeff comes up to Colby. Wow. Keith missed him.
Watching this replay.
Brandon just missed. Wow.
Knight almost had it saved, and then he hit the apron there and shot him up in the wall right in front of the 50 or the 97 there. Brandon, but everybody misses it. Only one car incident, but no caution. But that's going to end the race for Colby.
And unfortunately, Jeff Chandler, the 30, Mason Hoffner, Keith Hume, and Brandon Elder are all kind of they're not in the lead pack anymore. They got almost a 1.5 to 2 second deficit from that lead pack as well. So they're going to have to try to line up and see if they can do some sort of catching.
Let's go back and see what happened to Jeff. You said Jeff Chandler.
Jeff got a little bad push from the 30 there, and kind of.
Oh, there was a checkup.
Out of shape.
And the 4 got into the car that got into Jeff too. There was a checkup on the bottom.
Kind of went back up front there to kind of see what's going on. I got a lot of you think heat up a little bit, and again, I don't, for the love of God, see why there is. You guys getting a little ornery there, I guess. I don't know what's the deal.
Well, that's what about our teammates? One of them, Richie Coy, out there pushing the Cameron or Zach Saunders, I think, on the outside lane.
He was giving him a little push, but I mean that's fine for the outside line to get it moving. But it looked like there was a little bit of a checkup there, kind of that mid pack, and kind of separated a few of these guys up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe they might be doing a little experimenting with side drafting and whatnot. Oh, I'm looking there goes that third lane again.
I was going to say.
And Danny Simmons and Brian Dixon now a little reverse, but they're trying to make that third lane work.
Yeah, experimenting a little free ride, looks like, as they come out of turn 4. The 48 leads that outside lane with Daniel Simmons and Ray Lane out there, but man, it looks like they just kind of stalled out there.
Kyle Milliken looked like he wanted a little bit of that outside line, so he got up in front of who was in front of Zach Saunders, and now Zach is kind of all over Kyle's bumper. So Zach may have been wanting a little bit more of a push that Richie was giving him, but because Zach is pushing away, trying to get that inside or that outside line to kind of catch up to our leaders right now.
Well, unlike Fox, we're going to stay green here and stay with you. No cautions. I mean, no commercials.
I was kind of waiting there, man.
Not even side by side. Maybe with 3 to go, we'll get a commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a car turn sideways right in front of the field.
Now let's go to commercial.
Yeah. Who is that? That is Kyle Milliken gets turned sideways right on the front of the outside lane, and caution is out.
I was just saying how Zach was pushing Kyle away, and looked like a bump went a little too bad there. Yeah, turned Kyle down.
You know, I said don't be Denny Hamlin.
You did say that in chat.
Somebody was Denny Hamlin. We're going to go to our best one tire and auto care instant replay. Kyle Milliken getting a push on that outside lane. He just gets on that left quarter panel and turns him into the inside lane and down to the outside lane. And then there's a crash afterwards that include Jamie Knopf and some of those guys.
Yeah, Lane kind of slowed down. The 21 was real slow. Lane slowed down for him. Jamie kind of got up into Lane. Got his teammate involved, Daniel, as well. So like I said, how many laps ago? All you got to do is ride. There's no point of going crazy. No point of trying to go crazy out here. Just relax.
So who was pushing the 42?
That was Zach Saunders, 96.
Go on board with Zach and see exactly what happened here. Right on the back bumper, but then he gets to that inside quarter and it just turns the 42 down into the 92, I believe, on the inside. And yeah, luckily though, only involved the 42, and then of course the wreck afterwards.
Yeah, but I can tell you there's about 7 cars that are happy to see that caution, and I'm talking about Mason Hoffner, Jeff Chandler, Brandon Elder, Keith Hume, Michael Blackner, Robert Malikian, and Chris Gore, because we saw them kind of strung out all the way. They lost the pack and will able to be caught up again. Maybe even get a little bit more damage fixed if they still have it.
You know, interestingly, I don't think 2 of these cars pitted. Zach Saunders did not pit, and the 7 of Wayne Grossi did not pit.
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to make it with 45 laps to go.
It will be close, and I'm sure that's what maybe these guys are thinking. That they may not, those cars that stop may not be able to make it, but I don't know. I think that'll be tight.
Well, the problem now, too, is you've got, the 7 and the 96, they're going to have to pit within the next 15 laps or so. Maybe even 20 laps if max. Now, these other cars, they might be able to even stretch it. And, I mean, for one thing's for sure, though, like I say, the 7 and the 96, they're going to have to pit for sure. Now, whether or not everybody else is going to have enough gas, that's completely irrelevant, but it's still going to kind of screw them up on strategy. If some of these other cars start pitting, obviously the 7 and the 96 are not going to be able to make it to wherever these other cars are going to need to pit at anyway. So they're gonna have to come in for an early stop. And if it's just the 2 of them, granted they even pit on the same lap, it's not going to be very good for them. Unless they're hoping for another caution, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. See what the plan is here. So they are gonna. Okay, Saunders is gonna come in, but I think that might be a penalty for not pitting the first time. Well, he'd go to the back anyway, so I guess it really wouldn't matter.
Yeah, well, he didn't. Even though he kind of did get into Kyle back there, with the push, he didn't really lose any spots or anything. It didn't really slow him down too much. So I don't know if he would have gotten.
Well, it did, but the caution came out, kind of saved him. He was falling back,
Right.
but the caution came out and saved him. So interesting that Wayne Grossi decides to stay out. Everybody else comes to pit road, gets that top off on fuel. Can they make it? That is the question. I think Wayne's thinking they cannot, and everybody else thinks they can, or hopes they can anyway, or at least tops off and can go farther than the 7. The 7's going to have to pit pretty quickly here.
Well, especially too leading the pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to burn out more fuel than anybody else. I mean, some of these guys on the back, even if they're going in for a secondary top off, they might be able to stretch this.
I know Blackner came in to top off. Yeah, we'll see. But the fact that a lot of people did not come in to top off makes me think they're pretty sure they can make it.
Or they're pretty sure that they're going to have to pit anyway. Maybe too, and we don't even know if some of these guys went and got tires or not, because usually tires don't make a bigger of a difference here at these plate tracks. Usually you'll not take them just to kind of shorten up your pit stall during a green flag run now. But I don't know. To me, I think we're going to see another caution at some point, because that's just what I'm saying.
It is quite possible. As things kind of ramp up here towards the end. 52, though, of 94 is still a long way to go in this race.
Oh, for sure. A lot of action can still happen.
But, I mean, we had pit stops coming before that, and we still saw an accident. So I guess that's not really a good indicator tonight. Although things will continue to ramp up more and more as we get closer to the end of this race.
Yep.
So as a reset, you got Wayne Grossi out front on the inside. You got Nick Alford on the outside. Second row is Bob Fitzpatrick and Brian Messer. Richie Coy, Alexander Hodge in row 3. Pace cars off. We're getting a restart here with 52 laps in the books. Coming to lap 53. Come to the restart zone. Waiting for Wayne to fire. There he goes. And we are back underway here at the Talladega 250.
Yeah, when he got a good jump, unfortunately, it's not going to be very good for him. You don't want to get too far out ahead, unless you got like a good teammate behind you pushing you. But like you say, I think Wayne's going to do something.
2 by 2 behind him now. He kind of falls back into that group on the bottom.
And Wayne's been running that lower lane, although with this fuel, he's going to have to stay on that lower lane. I was going to say, he may have had an opportunity to kind of get in that upper lane, but it's not going to work for him anyway. He's going to have to get the top off. Probably another 10, 15 laps.
Yeah, you get the top lane working really close. Nick Alford being pushed by teammate Brian Messer on the outside. They're kind of breaking away from third place in that lane, trying to push him to the front. You can see a car trying to move up, but he's not clear. He forces a car to the third lane. I think that's Brendan Fetterplace moving up, pushing. Was it Kevin Ruff on the outside?
That might have been Kevin, yeah. Yeah, Kevin made a good decision. Probably not the decision he wanted to make, but he kind of laid off, let Brandon get up there, and definitely, again, perseverance. You want to preserve your car, and that was a good way to do it.
That outside lane starting to roll now with Alford leading Messer, Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., Wayne Grossi on the inside lane.
Yeah, Richie. Somebody got out of that. Whoever was between Richie and Wayne, the second point. So Richie can start pushing Wayne all he wants right now. Ooh, 34 almost had a bad push on the 53 of Cameron. That would have been the Alexander Hodge. Almost got him turned there.
They started moving to the bottom, and they just weren't moving organized. And boy, that cost a checkup back here. Everybody trying to regroup.
Like that little lane right now. He's got Brian Messer right behind him, kind of how we left it last time.
As I expected, Zach Saunders in the pits, and I'm pretty sure that's a penalty for pitting the second time by. You have to pit the first time by if you're going to pit again. And he got a penalty for entering a closed pits, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to take him out of contention for now anyway.
Yeah, he's sitting in there for a little while. We'll see if he fires back off again. But he will be the one car lap down if he does get back out there.
Nick Alford leading with a big push from Brian Messer. Bob Fitzpatrick sitting third. Fourth is going to be Brandon Fetterplace. Alexander Hodge in fifth.
Well, we've got our top 4 basically in the top 10 right now. So all our top 4 players that we were talking about points battle earlier on. They're all in good shape right now. Not going to be a lot of gaining or losing by some of these guys. So it's kind of where you want to be. Wow, big checkup on that.
Yeah, big checkup. We'll see. Go back and see and make sure everybody gets.
When they're scattering in the back.
We're still trying to recover from that. Everybody does a good job though. Keeps it straight. But man, that was a huge checkup that caused a lot of issues back in the pack.
Yeah. Potentially, might see some guys losing draft here.
Again, one tip I give guys when I talk about super speedway racing, we talked about it earlier off camera. We've seen another guy get checked up there, is that when you run up on a guy and you get a run on a guy, if you notice you're catching him, you don't want to run up to his bumper and stop, because all that does is creates havoc behind you and can get you wrecked. You kind of want to ease up to him. Oh, there we go. We got a wreck. Big wreck down the back stretch.
Hard into the wall.
We still got guys coming in. Spinning this boy with damage. Higginbotham with some damage. We still got guys wrecking. Is that Chandler? Clean. That's Milliken on the bottom with damage. Pretty big wreck there. And I think that was because of a checkup.
I'm trying to see what actually happened. We had some guys in the upper lane that just weren't really in line. Then you had the 12 of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. It looks like he got kind of turned a little bit there by the 53, I believe.
It wasn't really good.
No, not the 53.
See Brandon Fetterplace here. Tries to move up the track. Oh, he does, and causes the check. No, it wasn't Fetterplace. Who was the black car that moved in front of the 12?
That was Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. He's trying to line up with teammates. Trying to line up. It looks like and, he's kind of giving him some room. The 69 of Caleb, like I say, wasn't really in line and didn't allow that to happen.
Back and look. Caleb Tipton running. Oh, he gets 3 wide with the 12.
Yeah, and then there was actually a subsequent accident towards the back too with the checkup. It looked like the 9 checked up, the 18th checked up, and then Ryan Sharp, the 79th, kind of didn't check up enough.
The 9 still out there?
The 9
it wasn't the 9.
No, the 09 of J.C. Evans checked up a little bit after seeing that, and then kind of got turned by the 18. There was just a stack up right behind that.
Oh yeah, she got hit in the door there, and it sent him. Yeah, they're just kind of.
They were reacting to what they were seeing. Almost, they made a reaction even before there was the actual contact with the 12 and the 69.
Yeah, it happened at the same time, they said.
Right, yeah.
Boy, who's that green car that snuck through there? That's Higginbotham? No.
That would be 30, I believe, right?
We're right on board with a few of these guys. Cameron Albertson here.
Mason Hoffner, yeah, he weaved that thread, rethreaded that needle or something or other.
It's right on board with Mason Hoffner then. He got through there. I think he got through that. Let's see what happens here.
He
Hoffner,
did. Wow,
riding on board. Oh, smoke everywhere. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had smoke on the inside and the outside, and he's like, I'm just going in the middle and praying. It worked for him.
We're right on board with Brandon Fetter place because he was one of the first ones involved here. We saw it until it was too late. 12 to his side. He comes through the grass, trying to keep it down off the track. He does a good job of getting it slowed down and preserves his car.
Yeah. Well, I think most of the field went in for gas, so I think everybody should have enough gas now to finish this. Whether or not, if we go into like any green or checkers, that's going to be undecided. But at least to get to lap 96, I think we should be in good shape.
Richie Coy, he did.
Or 94, rather.
Hit the wall hard. I think he broke something, didn't he? I think he's still on pit road.
Yeah, he's showing 2 laps down now on pit road. Yeah, he probably he's probably out for tonight, which means I've won the broadcaster challenge.
Well, okay, I guess we could go that route, but the shake up in points because he was leading. He was second in points, 5 points behind our leader, who happens to be leading this race right now.
Well, yeah, the points are pretty bad for him, and then he lost the broadcaster challenge. But he was doing good.
I wonder which one he cares more about there, Tony.
Well, you can already tell which one I care more about.
Well, they are 2x2. We're going to get back racing here. 60 of 94. If anybody had any fuel concerns, this will quash them. And quash, that is a funny word.
But it fits there.
It does. It does. It was the proper word to use. But yeah, so no fuel concerns here from here to the end. It's just a straight up race. I think.
And they stay
34
green.
laps.
But even though we say that, this is where it's going to get more wild though too, because now everything's on the line. I mean, they still got 34 laps to get there, but still they gotta get to the 34 laps. So let's see if we'll see some drivers playing with their heads up. One
thing to watch. There's been some pretty good pushes, but some pretty hard pushes from that 51 of Messer. Now he's lined up on the outside, but just got to watch those pushes towards the end because yes, you want to get pushed hard, but you don't want to get pushed around, and that can happen easy here. So we'll watch that as we go to the green flag here. The restart zone right there. Nick Alford will fire. Green flag is out, and we are back underway here at Talladega.
Looks like Nick is going to kind of get up in front of his teammate there. I am ready to receive. He's basically saying.
Slingshot.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah, you got to be careful though with those pushes. I mean, we have seen some dirty pushes go on, and and then it lead to checkups. And
look at this inside lane though. Look at this inside lane go all of a sudden. Ray Lane on the inside, pulling I believe Fitzpatrick there behind him.
Yeah, they were able to hook up pretty good and get a good push going there.
No, I'm sorry, that's Kevin Ruffin, Ray Lane on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like was it Cameron King? Maybe? Somebody kind of got out of that. He's kind of in the third lane by himself. 53.
Is that the 12? The 12?
Maybe it is the 12. Trying to look. I'm in the blink, so scroll back here.
Yeah, the 12 pulls up behind. Is that Hodge? That's Hodge out there.
Hodge, yeah, it is a 53. 12 got a little loose there too, kind of tapped the wall a little bit. Didn't hurt the momentum too much, but there is definitely, there is not a second lane at all right now.
Even the inside lane had a little bit of a check up there. They had to kind of get back, get their life together there.
And it's amazing too. They started. What happened?
Well, there's 5 cars out front, single file, and then there's a battle for 6th on back.
Yeah, Lane Allen kind of in the middle of that, sitting in 5th right now, kind of in between packs right now. If Lane can get with a pack that maybe might go too wide, he might be able to kind of get that outside lane moving.
Front 4 have kind of pulled away here.
Yeah, but I think they're sitting ducks once this outside lane starts moving.
Possibly.
if it gets moving, because yeah, they're starting to get a little formed up right now. So, and there's many cars on the inside line right now. So that inside line should have a little bit more steam.
Well, that front four, they really have pulled away. Well, it's only a second, but.
Well, if you look at that backpack, they're lacking leadership right now. There is nobody to go. Ray Lane got kind of pushed off to the side there. Third wide. There's a lot of checkups going on.
Oh my goodness!
Still third wide in the back. Car is going to continue to pull away if the second pack cannot get their stuff together. They should have enough cars to catch this first pack too, so they got to organize.
This will be an interesting test, though. I want to see, because if they can get it organized, I think they'll
Four
run
wide.
back down. Yeah, they are 4 wide back there.
Everybody gets through it. Man.
What happened to this whole riding to the end thing? What?
I know. Definitely a lot of.
I think maybe some panic is starting to set in with these guys back here.
Well, what do we always say? Some people just can't run 15th. You know, some people just can't run 20th. And you know, it just at some point, yeah, you have to run 15th. You have to run 20th. Yeah. And you know, it's for the good of the pack that you're in. And this is kind of what we're seeing right now.
Everybody can't run first. And especially towards the end here, you know, we're not even towards the end yet, but.
I mean, the way things are going, they're all going to get bunched up again because there's going to be a caution.
Yeah, true. We now have 3 distinct packs. We've got this middle pack we're looking at. We've got the 4 cars in front that's kind of pulled away. And the 4 in front is Alfred, Messer, King, and Brian Dixon. Kind of a mix of teams up there. And then you got a pack behind this pack trying to catch up. I think it's Keith Hume leading that group.
Yeah, the initial 4 cars, and they got a 1.2 lead right now. So I mean, they are not even in draft territory for anybody catching them. So that second half, they even want to have a chance at this, but they're not. They're still very scattered.
Well, it's like you said. I mean, if they keep racing like this, there'll be another caution, and then it'll be a non-issue. But you don't want to be the caution.
No. I mean, and they're racing that second pack like they're racing for the lead, and what they really need to be doing is working together. Get the fast car out there and just start that train going.
Well, I tell you what, that group up front is starting to pull off. 1.7 seconds is the lead from the last car of the front pack to the front car here in the second pack.
Yeah, and that second pack, the outside lane is really just struggling right now. They're checked up, and they're just, it's just, I don't know what to say.
1.8. It's going up. Those guys out front are doing an awesome job staying together, and they are pulling away from this pack.
And that's not unheard of. It's something that's very viable. If you can keep it clean and in line, which is what they're doing. And again, they're showing great tight spacing between the 3. And there's really not a whole lot of pushing, but it's just very tight bumper to bumper. Although it looks like we are getting a pusher pushing the pusher right now. So that could always be a bad thing as well. One wrong push could really end it for that lead pack, and they don't want to. They got a good lead right now, and just keep riding.
I'm just kind of surprised that those 4 cars are continuing. It's 2.3 seconds now. They're continuing to pull out on this pack here.
Well, like I say, they're staying very tight, bumper to bumper, and you know, the thing is, the front pack isn't doing that great of a job. The back pack is doing horrible, and that's really what it is. The backpack is actually losing.
You talking about the middle pack? Because we have a backpack back there too.
Yeah, the middle pack, right? Yeah. True, the middle pack.
I don't know. We got a couple cars behind them. Is that a pack? How many packs we got?
Pick a pack.
What are we?
But you know,
Peter
even so,
Piper?
The third pack, I should say, they've got a 2-second deficit, but at least they're all lined up right now. So, and they got TJ out front being pushed by Jeff Chandler. So they should have a strong front leaders of that pack. So hopefully we're going to have to keep tabs on them. Are they going to eventually get to that second pack? Oh, there's so many packs.
All right, well, they're single file. We'll see if that helps. With Ray Lane leading this middle pack, we'll see if they can make up any time on this front pack. Still 1.9 seconds.
They got to stay tight, and they got to minimize the checkups, kind of like what you were saying earlier. You know, if you see somebody starting to get a little slow, you got to kind of slow down with them. Don't slam on the brakes so you boggle up the whole line.
We are at 25 to go. So we'll see how this works out. 1.95 seconds between the front pack and pack number 2 here. Nick Alford continuing to lead up front. Brian Messer pushing. Cameron King and Brian Dixon, your front 4. This front 4 pack is kind of pulled away from the main pack. Ray Lane leads that with Daniel Simmons, Alan Duranco, Jacob Quill, and Kevin Ruff, the top 5 in that pack. And then behind them, there's even another pack, TJ Bartell leading this charge, with Jeff Chandler, a couple teammates up front, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Chris Gore, Kyle Milliken in that pack.
Well, and I've been kind of keeping tabs on the third pack there compared to the second pack. And since the second pack lined up, the third pack is having a hard time trying to work up to it. We still got about a 1.2 deficit. You know, the second pack's trying to catch that first pack, so they finally lined up, but it's like everybody's lined up now, so they just got to stay tight. Hopefully you got a good, strong car up in front leading the pack, because that's really what makes or breaks it. And Daniel Simmons is all over the bumper of Ray Lane right now, just trying to get that car back up there.
You just got to stay committed to each other. Don't start racing each other. You will cost yourself here. But I'll be honest with you, they're still about 2 seconds back of this front pack.
Well, that second pack, again, yeah, they were 2.1, so they are starting to make a little bit of gain on it. Let's see where they're at this lap around here.
1.7 now as they come down the backstretch. So whatever the second pack did there, that worked out really well for them. If they can get within that draft bubble, I guess, of about a second, they should be able to pull back up on them.
Yeah, and I know that's not what the front pack wants to see, but everybody watching right now is kind of what they want to see.
And what will they do when they get there? That's the question. They're going to pull out and pass. I would assume they're going to have a run, right?
I'm going to
organize that though.
It's going to split. I mean, dare I say, are they going to split 3 wide? I mean, how many times too have we seen 20 laps to go, the leading dominant car of this race is finishing outside the top 10 as well. And I don't want to throw a scare out there, but it's happened. It's happened in the past, and it could probably happen again tonight.
Well, you got B in the comments with a suggestion. Did you see his last suggestion?
Yeah.
We need to play 200 commercials, and we'll come back with like 3 laps to go.
I don't know if we have 200 commercials. Richie Coy did get back on track, though. He might be the bridge between some of these.
He's too off the pace. I don't think he's.
They might be able to get a little whiff of that draft, though. And actually, it was that second pack.
They're starting to race each other, aren't they?
Well, they split up.
Oh yeah.
So now the third pack is the fourth pack.
Oh boy. Too many packs.
I'm going to smoke a pack of cigarettes when this is done.
Hey, that second group, though, what's left of it is starting to catch our first group. 1.2 seconds now, the gap. And with every lap car they catch that jumps in between them, they can get that little bit of a draft. That's Brandon Fetter place right there. Going a lap down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, even they were able to catch Richie Coy there a little bit, probably sniff a little bit of his win. They got a little wind off of Brandon Fetter place right now, and I think it's helping them. Not to mention, too, that second pack, it's only 7 cars right now, and Daniel has really not left Ray Lane's bumper. So Daniel definitely wants a kind of little bit of redemption for some of the weeks he's had here. He wants to get back up there, at least have a fight to chance, maybe get a podium, maybe even win this. So he is not leaving Ray whatsoever and just pushing.
And they are doing it. It's down to a second. Down to a second with the guy in front. So they are getting close to that draft, and they're going to start feeling that effects of the draft and be able to do something here.
Yep. And that's, man, I'm glad I'm not in that first 4 car back, because you know the inevitable is coming. At least it's not, you know, you're only going to add 7 cars to this mix. You're not going to add the 20 cars, because that, I'll tell you, that second pack pulled away from that first pack. Crazy amount. There was almost a 3.5-second deficit. Second pack and third pack. And it's really going to be a first pack and a second pack and a little bigger.
Catching another lap car. I believe that's going to be, who is that? JC Evans going a lap down.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
caution. Caution is out.
Oh, I wonder what happened.
Well, I don't have an indicator here. So let's just take it to our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay, see if we get a sniff of what happened. No, we do not. Oh, we had a big wreck back here. Jeff Chandler, TJ Bartell involved. Let's go back and look here. Oh, good night. The 3 wide going into the corner. Oh, the 12 gets hooked to the right. Oh, big wreck. All right, so let's get back to the TJ Bartell machine. See if we can ride on board with TJ. Nope. Ooh, somebody got into the TJ.
Well, yeah, it looks like the 4 kind of pulled up into the middle lane, or I don't know where he exactly was going, but he kind of caught a little bit of TJ there. That kind of slowed down the momentum there. And then that's kind of started all that was the catalyst.
Let's see if I'm trying to find the 4 here. It's right on board with Keith Hume.
Yeah, they were 3 wide behind. And,
oh, Keith is the one that gets turned. It wasn't the 12. It was Keith Hume. All right, so 53 behind the 4. 53 washes up into the 28. Who turns to 4. And then, yeah, it's just on from there. What a mess. Let's see if we can see one more shot of it as they head off into turn 3 here.
yeah, see, about 5 cars look like they got heavily damaged. And that would be the 4, the 31 of Jeff Chandler, 4 Keith Hume, TJ Bartell, Alexander Hodge is in it, and the 12 of Robert Fitzpatrick. Everybody else looks like they were kind of able to skate away from that.
Try on board one more time with Keith Hume. That was a hard hit.
Yeah,
in the corner.
He flipped.
Man.
All right. Well, I'm kind of going back now too to see if we had any takers on pit road. From what I'm seeing, no. Everybody stayed out. At least the lead packs did.
Yeah, you got some guys in there fixing damage, but other than that, looks like everybody's going to stay out. But that is going to bring everybody back together. All that hard work that Ray Lane, Daniel Simmons, all those guys in that second pack were doing to catch the lead pack, well, it don't mean anything now. But at least they're back together.
Yeah. Well, you know, they were gonna get there one way or another, and now they are there. So let's see what they can do with it. Daniel he was a great pusher. It looks like he's gonna have who's he gonna be pushing? He's gonna be pushing Brian Dixon this time around.
Daniels has had a fast car all night. That 06 has been extremely fast, especially out front. Unfortunately, the 48 has quite a bit of damage and still getting some damage repaired on pit road. But that 06 is really quick. We'll see if he's got anything for the Hot Lap Hero guys, though, because Nick Alford, Brian Messer, they've been really good as far as their pushing goes. You got Cameron King up there with Brian Dixon, Ray Lane, your top 5.
Yeah, and they've got, I'm trying to look to see how many laps we got left. I was on the pace car there for a minute.
16.
But,
16 to
16 to go, yeah. And Daniel's starting third on the outside lane. And we know him and his teammate, they were good, strong runners on that outside lane. You got Nick Elford, too, on the outside lane, leading that pack. And I'm assuming that's his lane choice because he was our leader before the caution. So that outside lane, I think, is going to sprout some legs here.
Yeah, but is that those 4 cars up front? They're going to try to get together again and try to gap the field.
Well, that's what I was just waiting. Yeah, I mean, what's Brian Messer going to do? Because I don't know if Brian Dixon's going to allow him to get up there. Especially too, I don't think Daniel's going to let it happen. Daniel's going to, and we've seen Daniel try to go 3 wide. So if he gets anybody up there in that third row, he's going to be up there for sure.
We're going to get the green flag with 15 laps to go, getting down to it here for the Talladega 250, the Victory Fuel Cup Series here at Talladega Super Speedway. We've had a few, I would say, medium incidents so far, nothing huge, but it has kind of narrowed the field down a little bit here. You got Nick Alford leading, Brian Messer, Brian Dixon, Cameron King, and Ray Lane, your top 5, Daniel Simmons, Jacob Quill, Alan Duranco, Zach Saunders, and Kevin Ruff, your top 10. Who's going to get the checkered flag tonight? We're about to find out. 15 laps to go here at Talladega. Pace car is off. Guys, head down to the Geico restart zone here in the middle of the tri-oval at Talladega Super Speedway. Nick Alford leading, waiting for a restart. Green flag is out. And we are back underway here at Talladega.
Nick got a great jump, but Brian Dixon behind him kind of was sleeping there. Brian's getting a nice push, though, from Daniel Simmons. He's going to have to lay off him, though, in a minute here.
Yeah, Nick got a jump, but then he had to fall back, and now he's getting a push from Brian Dixon. Meanwhile, Brian Messer jumps out front of Cameron King, but here comes Ray Lane on the outside.
Ray Lane and Alan Duranco running 4th right now. We saw him in an earlier accident, and they got a 3rd lane, and Ray Lane gets kind of sold out again tonight. Not too bad, though, but Nick Alford gets that push from Brian Dixon.
Ray Lane has been monkey in the middle several times tonight. Got split 3 wide once again. Now Brian Messer leading with Cameron King pushing on the outside.
Yeah, he kind of went back at the high side of the track and kind of blocked that lane now. Now he was doing a great job pushing earlier, and now he is pushing. And that's Robert Fitzpatrick right now, kind of giving who would that be? Kevin Ruff a great push on the inside lane there. Kevin Ruff to our lead.
Kevin Ruff to the point with help from Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. in the 3. On that bottom behind him, that is the 7 of Wayne Grossi making an appearance once again, and they're 3 wide back here, and it's getting a little shaky. And I believe that was Ray Lane making a lane in the middle that time.
He sure did, and he had help from Daniel Simmons too, and eventually they're going to have to kind of lay up a little bit. They got nowhere to go.
Here goes Ray Lane again to the inside of the 3, Bob Fitzpatrick.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the 7 of Wayne Grossi takes the lead on the bottom. 3 by 3 by 3 as far as you can see here for the front. The Talladega 250 Victory Fuel Cup Series putting on the show here. 3 wide for the lead, and boy, they are pushing.
Did something happen to Nick? Nick Alford?
He's 21st. Did he get a restart violation?
No, I think he disappeared.
That is your points leader.
I was on him, and then he just disappeared.
Here he is, Nick Alford back here. He's out of the draft. He obviously had an issue, and he is back behind this pack, so he's fallen out of contention for this race. It is still 3 wide up front with Ray Lane leading the outside lane, Kevin Ruff leading the inside lane, and then you got Wayne Grossi on the bottom.
Yeah, he must have had a connection issue or something because he just kind of disappeared. And yeah, he's stuck in that second pack right now, kind of with some of the damaged cars.
Wayne Grossi getting a big push from Lane Allen there on the bottom, pulls him back even with the leaders. But Kevin Ruff getting a great push on the outside lane.
Yeah, 13 to go here. Or no, 11 to go.
Can they keep this up for 11 laps? When they get to the line, it's going to be 11 to go. Can they keep this up? The 3 laying all over the back of that Kevin Ruff machine on the outside.
Well, what's wild, too, is I think we have an equal amount of cars in each lane right now. I should say that they are 3x3x3 the whole way. I mean, they're racked and stacked. So Lane Allen, if he wants to help out Wayne right now, he's just got to kind of, the lane needs to bump the Wayne.
To come down the backstretch, you see them 3x3.
The center lane kind of stalled out there.
It did, just a little bit. That's going to leave them 2x2. Now the outside lane trying to make that work, but Wayne Grossi is going to take the lead on the inside with Lane Allen pushing.
And Lane really hasn't been giving him a little shove here, but not really laying on his bumper. Just enough to kind of keep him up there.
Really good job so far. They are kind of pulling out a little bit. How long is that going to last, though? Because some of those guys in the back, they're going to get a little antsy.
They have strength in numbers there, and the middle lane is kind of almost dissolved completely out. We still only got the 2 cars of Daniel Simmons and Ray Lane right now in that middle lane. So we'll see if they. I don't know if that middle lane's going to start working. Although Kyle Milliken kind of pulls up in that middle lane, maybe we might try to get that thing moving again. But as all that's happening, Lane and Wayne are just driving away right now at that point.
Wayne Grossi leading, Lane Allen second, Cameron Albertson and Hayden Higginbotham, your top 4. Chris Gore, we haven't called Chris Gore's name all night. He's up there in 5th.
He had some early incident. Got trapped, almost went a lap down. Was in that 3-car pack with Mike Blackner. And
here comes an outside lane developing. Jacob Quill jumped to the outside. There's some other cars jumping to the outside in front of him. Cameron Albertson, Hayden Higginbotham pulling to the outside.
Oh, they're looking too tight there. They got to
Whoa! They're trying to wreck, and there it goes. Finally, we have the wreck. Caution is out, and it's still going on back there.
Well, I think when we go back to green here, we might only have 5 to go. Yeah, that outside lane, they were almost too tight from one another. A lot of shaking up there with that lane in itself, and the cars just got a little too tight to each other. Started a little boggle, and that's what happens.
Is that the 12 again? Well, let's see if we can go back to the replay. No, it wasn't the 12. Who was that?
Kevin Ruff in the Snickers car. He was the one that kind of got a little shaken up by that tail to bumper, nose to bumper.
Well, there was a
boggle.
That's not the car I was looking for. Maybe it was Tipton. Oh no! Yeah, somebody got out of shape in front of the field there. The red and gray car. Was that the 21?
That is the 96. That is Kevin Ruff.
Oh,
right. Or
Kevin
96.
Ruff is in the 99.
Oh, maybe it's not. Who's the 96?
Zach Saunders. And you were right.
Saunders.
That is the car I was looking for. Let's go back a little bit. He's all over the place coming off the corner for whatever reason.
Well, that whole lane kind of got choked up a little bit. They were so tight to each other, and I think some guys kind of laid off. Other guys did get laid off.
He got hit one time, it looks like, and he just finally lost it down the straightaway. Clipped the 16, the 21, and the 03, I believe.
He tried to save it for sure. He was hanging on to it, just not enough. Didn't get too much help from behind him, and as he was loose, he kept getting looser. But with under 10 to go, I don't see too many people lifting. Although sadly, that's kind of what you need to do.
Let's see what happened. Did he get hit by? Oh yeah, he got hit by the 69. That's who we need to ride on board with, the 69. Because this is what starts it all. I think there's a 69 of Caleb Tipton catches the back of the car there, turns him up the track, hits him again, turns him down the track, and just didn't give him a chance to get it collected, and eventually they finally put him way down the backstretch.
Well, you had 5 cars kind of get into that upper lane towards the last, right before that accident happened. And, when you're going up into that lane, you're probably not up to speed yet. And then especially, too, the way the air works with the cars, you get into that upper lane, you might take a second or two before you can get up to speed. And then when that happened, more cars came up into the lane in front of them. So you kind of get the way the air plays, and yeah, like I said, they all got choked up, and nobody really lifted much, and probably didn't realize how tight they were, and caused a lot of that right there.
They're going to come around. They're going to get 6 to go and 1 to go green here. So when they take the green, you're right, they're going to have 5 laps to go, and things are really going to ratchet up from here forward. We'll see how these guys handle it. Cameron Albertson currently your leader. Hayden Higginbotham in second, Jacob Quill third, and then you got Wayne Grassi, Lane Allen, Chris Gore, Kevin Ruff, Bob Fitzpatrick, Ray Gill, and Ray Lane. A couple Rays for 9th and 10th.
Yeah, and everybody's going to have different pushers and different guys in front of them, and only going to have 5 laps to get this done. So we're going to see. I have a feeling we're going to start seeing the 3 wide action right away. I don't think these guys are going to be waiting around at all. They're just going to get this thing moving. But yeah, we got completely new front row. New guys within the league as well. So good showing tonight for these guys.
Yep, a couple of new names up front. Albertson, Higginbotham, and Quill. New to the league, showing up. We'll see if we can hang on here towards the end. Unfortunately, the flip side of that is the last caution was a couple of new guys as well. So, up and down. That's what you'll have here at Talladega.
Yeah, under the circumstances, I mean, I could see why it kind of went the way it did, but
yeah. Well, it took a corner and a quarter of the straightaway to develop.
Right, exactly.
It's just one of those things that it accordions back, and it's hard to, I mean, what do you do?
Well, the one guy that would like to see the caution was Nick Alford. As
yes.
we know, he had a little connection issue. He's back at 16th right now, trying to salvage a little bit, even though he had a little help with the Richie Coy's incident. But Brandon Fetterplace was able to get back on the lead lap that lap as well. So let's see. He's another one of our points guys, so he's kind of back up there ready to fight. I don't know if he's got the car with damage or whatnot, but we'll see.
Yeah, a couple of big moves for our points guys. Fetterplace getting caught up here too. Back on the lead lap. He can take advantage of anything that happens, any shenanigans here on the last lap. So that's the thing too. Like you may have a damaged car, but you are able to pass some cars if there's a big wreck at the end. That's what you want to take advantage of. Unfortunately, Richie Coy's not going to have that same luxury. He's a couple laps down. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here as we come to the green. Pace cars off. They get to the restart zone. 5 laps to go. Waiting for them to fire. Green flag is out, and we are green once again.
It was kind of a late fire, but Cameron kind of drove up there. Let's see if he's going to stay in the lane or maybe trying to work his way up there. But I don't know. If you're leading in the inside lane, I mean, I've been there before, and I don't know. I stay there and hope to God the guy behind me is going to push me to the win.
Come off turn 2, still side by side. That outside lane starting to get some momentum now. That is what, Hayden Higginbotham on the outside, trying to make that work.
Yeah, Wayne's going to have to kind of push Hayden here if he wants to get that outside lane moving. Because right now, Jacob Quill is doing it.
Oh, Wayne gets turned. They're still green so far.
Oh, everybody
We are
goes
still
able to the
green.
street. Wow.
That's going to mix things up big time up front here. If we stay green, now 4 laps to go here.
Yeah. Wow. And yeah, you got kind of a 4-car breakaway right now. But the one guy that I'm looking at, Hayden Higginbotham, he's kind of in that 5th spot, but he's got a little bit of a draft going on right now. He might be able to get to the outside line here, maybe make a move. He had a little bit of run. I'm surprised he didn't try to take it. Maybe see if he could get somebody to go with him.
Yeah, 5 cars out front in a line. That's Albertson, Quill, Allen, Ruff, and Higginbotham. And a little bit of a gap back to Chris Gore. And then Bob Fitzpatrick and Ray Lane. Can they mount a charge here at the end?
I mean, there's a lot. Chris Gore's got a great opportunity right now to kind of get a good sniff of that draft and get some steam moving here.
Yeah, and Bob Fitzpatrick's going to catch him just at the right time, too.
It looks like they are going in the outside line.
Looking at the top.
Who's going to go up with them?
Well, Ray Lane did not go with them. The 3 is locked to the back of the 89.
Yeah. I mean, if I was Lane Allen, you got the time, and this would be the time to kind of bounce up there, try to catch it.
There goes Ray Lane to the top as well.
I think Ray was kind of waiting to see which lane was moving.
That's going to bog both of those guys down now.
Oh, yeah. They lost their entire momentum there.
All right, we're stuck. We're coming to 2 to go. 2 laps to go here. The Talladega 250.
That outside lane kind of dissolved completely. Yeah, with 2 to go. What are we going to... Somebody's got to do something here. You know somebody's going to at least try.
Yeah, the farther back you are, the sooner you're going to have to make that move. Nobody does anything now. You see that second group way back. They're not in contention for the win at this point. It's all up to these guys. If they can get back to the wide, it'll be 1 lap to go.
It looked like Chris Gore was kind of laying back a little bit, maybe trying to see if he can get that run going, but and they're trying to dip out to the outside. If I can see him any help.
Through the tri-oval.
Ooh, there goes Ray Lane.
Ray Lane to the outside. The 3 is going to try to go with him. Oh, and here comes Higginbotham pulls up in front of him. Lane, Kevin Ruff pulls up. There are 4 cars on the top.
Lane kind of loses the draft a little bit. I don't know if he was kind of laying back, maybe to try and get a little run here.
At the front, it's Albertson and Quill continuing to lead.
And they are not hooked up in the front.
And he's trying to block as they go down the backstretch. And there goes the leader. Trying to throw a late block. That didn't work out. Higginbotham to the lead now from the inside lane. Tries to pull down the cover and does in front of the 99. They're coming to the line. Can Higginbotham hold on? Jacob Quill second. Here comes the guys.
By the 3.
It's a mess behind it, but it's going to be Hayden Higginbotham taking the win tonight here at Talladega.
Lane Allen sneaked out of 3rd place.
He was, 4th in line on the inside, comes home 3rd tonight. Good solid run for him. Good points not for Kevin Ruff, but Hayden Higginbotham will be your winner tonight here at Talladega. But we saw some rough moves made there at the last line, last corner. Last lap. I'm so flustered.
Yeah, and that's just a perfect example of how a last-minute move or a bad push can just end somebody's night.
So Cameron Albertson wrecked from the lead trying to throw a block. It got crazy down the backstretch.
Yeah,
so this guy started to
go from 1st to 24th in one corner.
Who's the black car? Makes the late move. Jacob Quill. And then the 99 of Ruff trying to make that move on the inside. Oh, and then he slides up the track and takes out some other guys. That's unfortunate.
Well, we knew it was going to get spicy, but I wasn't expecting that amount of spice.
Let's go back and look again. Trying to slow it down here. There we go.
And unfortunately, too, I know it's your instinct to ride in your, watch your mirror, especially coming to the green, coming to the checkered rather. But sometimes that's not as good, not a good strategy. Just stay where you're at.
Well, when that car came across to it, killed Kevin Ruff's momentum. Hayden Higginbotham was able to make that move through the middle, take the lead, use that momentum to clear the bottom lane, pulls down and hangs on. But meanwhile, trying to go back and look at Cameron Albertson comes up the track right in front of the field.
I mean, for the amount of mayhem we had, still had 7 guys kind of cross the start or across the finish line there as tight as they did. I mean, I guess not a bad job by those guys.
Did we have another wreck coming off turn 4?
I think we saw just could have been from the 52 kind of coming back up on the track. A couple cars there. That might have been the only accident.
Who was that?
Because they were very well spread out.
Is that the 06? It is the 06 of Daniel Simmons. Collected there. Because I think he got clipped by the car coming up the track, did he not?
I'm going back. That's
no, he got clipped by a car that got clipped. What a mess. A lot of tore up cars there. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 finishers, try to digest what we just saw there, and we'll give you our rundown and look forward to next week. So we'll be right back after these commercials.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Talladega Super Speedway, the Victory Fuel Cup Series, just finishing up the Talladega 250. A wild and crazy finish here, as always, to Talladega. And Tony, we saw a little mix of everything there. We had some riding going on. We had some accidents, and we had some pretty big ones there at the end of the race. It kind of determined the end of the race. We even had one that didn't cause a caution to kind of shake up that last 5-lap run.
There was a little bit of everything in this, except for, like you say, the big one. we didn't really have a car clearing event tonight. We still had 25 guys still finished the race on the lead lap. So it wasn't bad, but it was kind of a typical Talladega. Things got spicy and cars got wrecked. I mean, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, we are going to kick it over to our post-race show sponsored by Victory Fuel. We'll start with our third place finisher tonight, Lane Allen in number 14. Lane, congratulations. Great run tonight. You stayed towards the front pretty much all race and had obviously a very strong car, stayed out of trouble, come home with the third place finish, man. Congrats.
Oh, thanks. That was crazy out there.
Yeah. That's what we were saying in the booth. It got a little wild and crazy out there for sure. But you kept your cool as always and kind of just cruised home to a win. Talk about your night.
Yeah, it was a decent run. If I was going to get some stage points, was I think running third, I think with one to go at the stage, and then I got shuffled it to the middle, and I think I went from third to 20th in half a lap at the stage there.
We saw that a lot. We saw some of the guys get shuffled to the center, and I guess the middle lane, they just go straight back. It's a sucker hole. That's what they used to call it. And
it wasn't when nobody fell in behind me, and it just went back, I mean, quickly.
Well,
I was going by like I was running 20 mile an hour faster than I was.
There was one caution where Wayne stayed out, and I think another car stayed out and pitted a second lap. Was there a question of fuel at one point when the caution came out there?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good to know.
But at one caution I was in, I don't know if I came up a little too much or the guy came down and got too close to me from the outside and kind of just rolled around my front end and caused the caution right before the stage, I think. But
yeah, we saw that too.
It wasn't any damage, thankfully. I think it might have been about 5 seconds.
Well, it's a good rebound from that for sure anyway. But again, man, congratulations on the third place. It's a solid finish tonight at Talladega. I know you probably wanted more. We always do. But it definitely is a good, solid finish to end the night on. So I'm going to hand you the mic there, let you do your shout-outs and your sponsor plugs.
Oh, yeah. Good run. Enjoyed it. I'll just shout out the FTSR. Best place to race.
All right. There's your third place finish tonight, Lane Allen. Congratulations once again, Lane, and we'll see you next week at Texas.
All righty.
All right, and I believe, Tony, you will be standing by with our second place finisher, Mr. Calvin, I'll say that right, Calvin Ruff.
Calvin, man, started 13th, finished second. You had it looks like you had kind of a decent car under you. You stayed kind of mid-pack for the most of the race and was able to kind of sneak out that second place. So how did your race go for you tonight?
Man, it was just a roller coaster. And before we even start in the interview, I want to apologize. Zach Saunders and Caleb Tipton, with 8 to go in the race. I mean, it's Talladega. It's part of it, man. I didn't mean to sit there and take them out, but there was just a lot of bumping and stuff going on. And unfortunately it ended their nights a little early, but no, it was roller coaster. I mean, it started off where my guys were wanting to push really hard towards the front at the beginning of the race. And I was pretty content. I was like, guys, I just kind of want to ride this first stage out and see where we're at. So I was hanging around 16th, 17th place and just kind of getting a feel, seeing what people were doing. And then once we got through that first stage and started getting into, the second half of the race and starting to get down, that's when I was like, all right, here's what I want to do. And it's just a chess match. I mean, it's literally chess. And I'm horrible at chess in real life, but if chess was NASCAR style, I'm in love with it. I'd try to do the best I can every time I play chess. But that's all it is. It's just chess at these super speedway tracks.
I agree. Yeah, a lot of it's strategy and knowing where to go. Hopefully, you got teammates out there. And I'll tell you, the sponsor, Best One, got a good sponsor plug tonight. We did have a couple of accidents, and I think the one accident you were talking about too. And it's great to hear you acknowledge and offer your condolences or apologies. And a lot of cars moving up and down in these lanes. There's a lot of boggling we saw. Cars getting checked up and not being able to get off of the guys in front of them early enough. But I was looking to see. We didn't see Michelle Rittenberry in the chat tonight, so hopefully she was out there watching to see you finish second tonight. But anything else you want to add?
I mean, Yeah, she watches all my races, so I'm appreciative of her. She's a good family friend. But just shout out to my teammates at RFH. We all had pretty decent nights going into it, and then unfortunately, Senior just had a little mishaps, and Hodge, he had some unfortunate stuff happen to him. But me and Junior, we stayed pretty close together, and we worked out pretty good. But yeah, appreciative of my teammates. Appreciate what you guys do. Brody and Tony, you guys are awesome in the booth, man. I love watching this stuff afterwards. I like showing my buddies at work, man. They always like hearing how I did and stuff on this, and it's just a passion of mine I really enjoy, man. And then shout out to Best One. They're a great company. I love working for them. American based. Love the faith that they have behind it. Just a really good damn company to work for, and it's hard to find that in today's world. Yeah, thanks to you guys again.
Well, yeah, we enjoy having Best One on, and I appreciate the kind words for the broadcast. We have some fun out here calling a race, and you guys definitely make it exciting for us. And we like to thank everybody out there watching. So yeah, it's good to hear that Michelle's out there watching, and you're spreading the love through the coworkers. And I know if I had coworkers, I'd probably do the same.
Yeah.
But very good. So congrats again on that second place finish, and I think we got Brody now with our winner.
Thank you.
Yep, I am down here in Victory Lane with Hayden Higginbotham. Hayden, congratulations, man. What a race out there. It was chaos there at the end. We had that one accident that didn't bring out a caution, kind of split things up. You guys were out front trying to figure that out, and you come home the winner tonight. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I have no idea what happened, but I came out and won, so I'm happy.
Came out on the right end of it for sure. Yeah, it was craziness there at the end, especially that last lap. We had some moves being made there, trying to get to the lead with the 99. He turns, I believe, what is your teammate sideways in front of you. Kind of opens the door through the middle there. You kind of shoot the gap in that Carolina Hurricanes machine, and you come home the winner. Just talk about your race and how things kind of developed throughout the night. I believe, let me look and see. You started way at the back and worked your way to the front.
Yeah, I didn't initially plan on starting in the, almost dead last. I wanted to be in the back so I could ride for a little bit, but I ended up getting caught up in that I want to say the first or second incident. I had to repair like a minute and 30 of damage and got that fixed and kind of just rode out back until I want to say probably like 15 to go, and then I was like, all right, I can kind of go forward, and that's what happened.
You definitely did go forward, up 34 positions throughout the night. So what a climb through the field, a testament to the fact that you were able to find yourself to the front. Great job there. I'm going to pass it to Tony, though. I'm sure Tony's got some comments.
Yeah, I mean, a great run tonight. Yeah, especially probably hard charger of the award for sure. New with the league too as well. So you enjoying yourself out here so far?
Oh yeah, for sure. Considering it's only 11 o'clock my time and not about 1 a.m., then I think it was pretty good.
Well, that's good. Well, we're probably going to continue to botch up your name, but we'll get it right at some point. And yeah, congrats again, man. Good job on the victory here.
Thank you very much. And it's Higginbotham.
Yeah, you talked about how early it is. I guess you got time to enjoy that champagne a little bit tonight. It's going to be a wild one on the boulevard at Talladega with Hayden Higginbotham. Hayden, again, congratulations, man. You win tonight. That was impressive, man. There at the end, you were able to hang on and actually pass through the middle. You cleared to the bottom there at the end. We're able to hold them off to the line. Congrats. I'm going to hand you the mic there, let you do your shout-outs and your sponsor plugs.
Thank you. I want to shout out Gordon Fraley and Caleb Tipton for letting me drive their cars, and my teammate Zach Saunders, who filled in for Vince Mitchell. Let's see who else. Shout out my buddy Ryan. He was watching the whole thing. I saw my phone blowing up as I was coming to the checkered flag, so that was pretty wild.
That's cool.
But shout out to you guys for broadcasting and having the league. This has been a lot of fun, and I sure as hell didn't expect to win, but it just makes it even sweeter.
Well, yeah, shout out to Ryan, and if he wants to get in on the chat during the broadcast, feel free to as well. That's cool. He was watching. I'm sure he enjoyed it. I'm sure you enjoyed it as well. So congratulations once again, man, on the win tonight. Win number one of the series of probably many more, and looking forward to it. And we'll see you next week at Texas.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good night.
There's your winner tonight, Hayden Higginbotham, in the number, we are new, 29, the number 29 Ford tonight. And Hayden did a great job there, missing the calamity that was, that didn't cause a caution there on the first lap on the restart, and then hanging on when things got a little sketchy there into turn 3. In the right place at the right time, cleared to the bottom, takes home the win. And, man, that's big for his playoff. You know, we talked about a surprise winner tonight. I guess I would classify that as a surprise winner because we don't really know, aside from tonight and maybe last week, what some of these guys can do on some of these other tracks. This is a new winner. This makes it harder for everybody else who's fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if you look to Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. was our 4th place finisher. He, of the top 4 in points, he was the highest finisher. I know he needed those points.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Richie Coy had some problems. We saw some of the Nick Alford had problems. He wasn't able to. He finished 12th out of that, and the points are definitely shaking up a little bit here. So next week they got a tight battle going into Texas.
Nick Alford was your points leader. He finished 12th. Richie Coy finishes 27th. He was second in line. Who was third?
Brandon Fetterplace, and then
Brandon Fetterplace finished 20th. And then you got Bob Fitzpatrick, you were talking about, finishes 4th. So you're right. This is just like we expected. It's going to shake up the points. So we'll see what happens at Texas. Speaking of Texas, that is where we head next Monday night, 9 p.m. here on Full Throttle Television for the Victory Fuel Cup Series, Texas Motor Speedway, the Texas 250. And that's sure to be a fun one as well. But before that happens, 2 days from today, Wednesday night, 9 p.m., the trucks are in action at Texas, and that's sure to be a fun one as well. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a fun race, not only to call, but a fun race to be in, Tony. I know you'll be in that one, and looking forward to seeing what you can do there. Make sure to tune in and join us. We hope you will. But that's going to do it for us from Talladega Super Speedway here. The Talladega 250 is in the books. Hayden Higginbotham, your winner. That's going to wrap it up. For everybody at Full Throttle TV, for Tony Solari, my name is Brady Hanna. Thanks for watching. We'll see you this Wednesday at Texas.